This is what employee 427 did
Также
every
работаешь?
day of every month.
Да.
And although others might have considered it
один.
soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in.
Создан для
They'd
этого.
been
Вот.
made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Я все
Stanley
делаю не
didn't want
как
to go
он.
back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now, in order to get back, he needed to go
Смотри, пойти не знает куда.
from here. It's left.
Налево. А я хочу направо. Нет, ах ты скотина. Ладно.
Oh no!
Ах
No,
ты,
it's to the
бля!
right, my mistake.
Он меня троллит. Ублюдок, сейчас
Да.
эту дверь, смотри, закроет.
No,
Видал?
no, not the right. Why would I have
Да,
ever
да.
said it was to the right? What was I thinking? Promise you, there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find
Не
it
надо
unlikely that we'll ever
перезапускать.
progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this.
Что
Okay,
начинается?
let's give it a shot. Why not?
Да ты, блядь! О, он мне теперь, смотри. Бля, ё-моё. Я все равно сделаю так,
All
как не
right,
надо.
I've got a solution.
Следовать
This time, to make
желтой
sure we don't get lost,
линии.
I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure
пошел.
this direction.
Серьезно, я
Onward,
должен
Stanley,
вот так
to
делать?
destiny.
Я вот так пойду.
Here's a thought. Wouldn't
Я
wherever
бунтарь.
we end up be our destiny byproduct of one's subjective
Ты чё,
experience
гонишь?
of that existence, right? Okay. Now, if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience... Whoa. Oh, that got a bit weird back
Не
there.
могу.
Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to
Ты
lighten the
серьезно,
mood.
что ли? Он мне музыку включил. О, да ты, бля. Он серьезно думает, что я вот так ходить буду?
Но
Wait, cut the music, go back and look at that fern.
Чего? Ну и чё?
Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story.
Что?
Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Чем я занимаюсь в этом офисе?
смотришь на кустик.
Вот когда тебе скучно будет, напротив, тоже сиди и смотри на кустик.
Let's walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere,
Ходи
which
по
means that
кругам.
somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door.
Это он мне так выбор дает, да, типа? Выбирай, говорит. А эту дверь закрыл. Чего запутано?
Запутанная концовка.
The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this
19
is?
минут
It's all
играл.
one giant ending?
Чё, я
We're
прошел,
supposed
что
to
ли?
restart the game what, eight times? That's really how all this goes?
Чё там?
It's all
Спустя
Ничего
долгое
не
время
переводится.
Стэнли умирает?
So now, according to the schedule, I will start again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget?
У нас
My
четвертый
mind goes
перезапуск.
blank
по-моему.
simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me. Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really?
Забывает, брошь.
No, it
Сказчик
can't be.
забывает.
I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting.
Опять по
I don't want to
линии,
forget what's
что?
go- eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you
Ебать, что это было только что?
Он перезагрузил. Сейчас он забудет про
Он-
старые концовки, а потом у меня там что-то взорвется.
Там что-то сигналить в правое ухо начало.
Да,
Сильно.
да.
all of this.
И чё?
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Ну, сейчас я сдохну.
This is the story
Капец.
of a woman named Mariella.
Сначала? Ясно.
Чё тебе ясно? Вот мне ни хрена не ясно. Почему я постоянно возвращаюсь в этот офис? Грёбаный, я бы пинул эту крышку, но не могу. А!
Difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone
Знаешь,
you've
У тебя
been
мозги
neglecting,
промывает.
Stanley.
Работаем
Really?
нестандартно.
I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for
Да,
others?
да, да.
Are you that convinced that I want
Пошёл в
something
жопу.
bad to happen to you? Why? I don't know how to convince you of this, but I
Ты мне
really do
надоел.
want to help you,
Заткнись.
to show you something
Уйди из моей
beautiful.
головы.
Let me
О,
prove
матрица
it. Let me
пошла.
prove
Синий
that I'm
выбираем.
on your
Насрать.
side.
Красный.
Now
Синий
listen
вид.
carefully. This
Тогда
is
сюда
important.
пойду.
Stanley walked
Выпусти
through the red
меня.
door.
Ублюдок. Синий.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood.
Sиний.
Stanley walked through the red door.
Чё?
I still don't think
Ты
we're
даль...
communicating
Ах ты
properly.
ублюдок.
Stanley walked
Синий,
through
бля.
the red. All right, fine, go ahead.
Да,
Stanley.
вот
You wanna
заткнись, я
know
тут
so
хозяин.
badly what's out there? You wanna
Рот
find out what
закрой.
lies at the end of this
Да.
road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you.
Отлично.
There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted?
Давай
Was it worth
перезагружай уже,
ruining
ты
the
меня
entire
бесишь.
story I had written out specifically for you?
Да, да, да,
You don't think
да,
I
рот
put a lot of
закрой,
time into that?
перезагружай,
Because I
давай
did.
быстрее, оп,
And in
оп,
the
оп.
end, it was all for nothing because this is what you want. A third option that
Хорошо.
already feels
Но я не
leaps
пойду,
ahead of
пошел в
where we
жопу.
were before. Go ahead, Stanley.
Ах ты гад! Прикинь, он
Okay,
добился
I'm going to
своего.
stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version.
3.
Would you say that
А
the game
нет, 5!
benefited
Я
from allowing you
непредсказуем.
more
Ах ты
choices?
ублюдок.
Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
5.
Aha! You see, I knew I was onto something. Where
Что?
do these flashes of inspiration come? How did I know the game needed a third door? Well, it's instinct mostly.
Чего?
A
Я
calling
опять
in your
нажал.
gut. I really couldn't say where the idea came from, except that I felt it in my
Я
soul.
опять нажал.
You can't teach that, Stanley.
Тупой.
Don't
Осёл.
even try.
Короче, мировое время. Серьезно? Типа,
7 часов?
ты здесь.
А.
У тебя 9328 место.
Иди ты в жопу.
Типа,
Я не верю ему.
It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off. Oh, thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call.
Он...
You really wandered off into
Ах ты гад.
that big open.
Ты сделал
just
открытый
wandering
мир
around, no
неоткрытым
right or
миром.
wrong directions, no
Это
path to follow.
нарушение
You can just
всех
go in any-
человеческих прав.
открытый мир не открытый.
We're out of the woods now, Stan. Just the
Опять
thing.
перезагрузить.
Wonderful. See, this is exactly what I had in mind. Just a nice big
Это
box for
же
you to run around.
Ракета
There's
Лига.
a possibility
Лига.
that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed. Okay, so what exactly do we do here?
В машинках надо
There
кататься,
are lots of
забивать
cars here in
мячик
the
в
back, but
воротах. Я
obviously
не
there's no
знаю.
racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a
Интересно
ball of
посмотреть,
some
как
kind back
делать
here.
надо.
Is this game
Ну?
sports ball? Stanley, I think it's
Мячик,
sports ball. Oh, what fun. We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together? Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
О!
Офигеть! Он реально заспавнил.
Погнали.
Are you winning? Is this
Конечно,
fun? Is it better than
офигенно.
my
Ну так
miserable
мне
little
кажется,
story that
мячик
I
у меня
worked
отнимешь,
so
да?
hard on? Stanley, I have a thought, and I realize I'm not a sportsologist, but if one ball generates a certain amount of raw adrenal
Да.
pleasure, then surely multiple balls makes for an even more euphoric sports experience. More balls!
Это, бля, уже не смешно. Он чё от меня хочет?
Но ему понравилось то, что тебе нравятся
enjoying
мечи,
this,
и
Stanley?
он специально
You having
больше
fun?
спавнит.
Is this a real video
Nичего.
game? Well, I sure hope you're having a good time, because guess what? It's over. That's right. Your little fun comes to an end. This is my game, and what I say goes.
Ты будешь веселиться, когда я скажу.
Stanley. Besides, you need someone like me to set boundaries for you. Without rules or boundaries, video games are nothing. Yes, that's what I am. I
Бля,
am
ну,
structure. I'm your
охренеть.
sense of
Я-
purpose. And
я
since you
твоя
decided you didn't want to play
телевидение.
my game, now I don't want to play with you either. So, goodbye, Stanley.
Я с
I'm
тобой не
leaving.
буду
See
играть.
how you like it when I'm not around to set the rules.
Играй
Somehow,
без моих
I don't
правил.
think you'll enjoy it as much, but who knows? You're an inventive kid, you'll come up with something. After all, you're the one who knows best. Take care, Stanley.
Что?
Can't help you. How will you write a
А,
story
вот сейчас
without
ты
rules? You
решил
can't
мне
do it, you know
помогать,
that,
да?
Stanley.
Пошел ты нахрен.
Как ты напишешь историю без меня?
Нормально. Знаешь, мне кажется, рассказчика зовут Артем. Сука. Куда
All
все
this
пропали?
code
Что
was
это
wrong.
значит?
What could it mean? Had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Учитель.
он
меня
блефует?
смертью. А давай проверим.
А
Интересно,
давай проверим.
может он хочет что-то скрыть.
The door behind
Ну,
him was not shut.
увидим.
Stanley still had every opportunity to turn
А,
around and get
смотри,
back on track.
отговаривает. Нет, идем вперед.
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Да. Идем встретим.
Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move
Нажмите
forward, you'll be
escape,
walking
иначе не
someone
пройти
else's
эту игру.
path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice.
Да.
To choose it,
escape
don't let
и
time
выход,
choose
да.
you.
Да.
Don't let
А чё этот
А я,
рассказчик пол поменял, что ли?
я не
Чё,
знаю.
бабочка?
Я escape специально не нажал.
М.
Подожди.
О,
Так,
Понятно.
все, я пойду что-нибудь перекушу, вернусь и продолжим эту бесконечно хуй. Мы найдем выход.
Shall happen while my senses were turned? He made a note to be more careful with time from now on.
вернули его.
Рассказчик наконец-то понял. Что он рассказчик. И мне пофиг на него.
What horrible secret did this place hold?
О,
Stanley thought to
нет.
himself. Did he
Я
have the
узнал
strength
секрет,
to find out?
который узнал 2 часа назад. О, нет. Скажи мне по... Ну да ладно. Сделаем вид, что мы удивлены.
Хотя бы он перезапускает уровень. Уже что-то.
Отключаем, и я больше его не услышу. А если я включу, он будет...
Он захватит твой разум.
The controls off and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that.
Ах ты,
And although you
гад!
don't have nearly the power you think you do, for example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation
Я
system.
упертый.
In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your
Как
time to
интересно.
shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not?
3.
These are precious
Добавлю
additional
еще
seconds,
время.
Stanley. Time doesn't grow on
Сколько он
trees.
добавил?
Ага.
Dear me, what's the matter, Stan? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? You have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big...
Он умешал.
No ending here.
А знаешь что?
Blown to pieces.
Давай.
Desperately to your real life. Or will you let it
Ебошь.
go peacefully? Another choice.
Давай, давай.
Make it count. Or don't.
Он уже
It's
под
all the
конец
same to
тебе.
me. All a part of the joke.
Он сам
And
пароль
believe
тебе
me,
дал.
I will be laughing at every
А мне
second of
пофиг,
your
я буду
inevitable
печеньку
life from
есть.
the moment we fade in until the moment I say happily ever after.
Давай. Он пиздец. Отсюда чувствую.
Сейчас посмотрим.
Я сказал, пиздец.
The jump circle?
Я умею прыгать, что? О, вы издеваетесь, да? Ёбаный рот, ладно. А знаете, идите на... блядь, вы серьезно, что ли?
Is that it?
Да, все.
Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right? Of new content. And oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
Я не удивлюсь, если опять прыжки будут.
У меня прыжок отняли.
Rose in his
Да,
tracks.
8,
Not a
4,
living
5.
soul anywhere. Stanley was in such a rush through the story as
Погнали.
quickly as possible. He didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk.
Не
That
дам.
kind of anxiety
Открывай
isn't healthy.
калитку.
So he relaxed for a few moments with some calming new age music.
Блин, я такого тролля еще не встречал, блядь. Серьезно. Даже в веб-чате нет таких троллей.
Stanley decided that
Нахуй включаю. Надоел. Сейчас опять появится, отвечаю. Вот это как тараканы или клопы, бля. Хрен избавишься.
blackness
Да, да, да. Смотрите, кто вернулся. Ёбаный рот.
was over. Exactly the way, right now,
Не
that
верю.
things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Не верю.
Да, отпустили, отпустили.
А, я так и знал! Сучий ты
Да.
потрох!
Серьезно?
Ты
нет?
предсказуем, понял? Бужудок.
Ну,
Ну пойдем, я тебе сейчас морду набью, бля.
In the vent. I want
Где
to show
ты?
you something. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here?
Он только что сказал, классно было бы повторить. Серьезно? Он серьезно сейчас?
Он и так это повторит. В любом случае.
Это же... Half-Life! Отвечай.
Да, да.
God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing
Это
as
же
well, weren't they?
Steam.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion.
А,
The
дурацкий
narrator
отзыв,
is
типа.
obnoxious and unfunny. with his human style tending to be more irritating than
Я
entertaining.
поддерживаю.
Unfunny.
Да, еще
Funny.
раздражающий.
Trying to make a serious work of
противный.
art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley parables. This one got to say. You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it... And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it.
It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people. And if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up.
Here. We'll pretend that I've just begun
Он
an
специально
interminable
это
monologue, and
делает.
here's something like
А я
this.
думаю, что он не
The story
затыкается.
and the choices, or what have
А
you,
знаешь,
and
нет.
therefore by becoming it is, so on and so forth,
Я не
until
буду этого
inevitably
делать.
we all until the end
Да,
of
смотри.
time, at which time
Он
everything
не
is
затыкаясь
so. Now
болтает.
you see, blah 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 blah, so on and so. Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course. Well, there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's... Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been
12
12
часов.
hours. You've frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're... Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks.
Да, это жестко.
Hello, it's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything.
Ага. Окей. Погнали.
Directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
В смысле, вторая часть? Ты уже вторую часть проходишь?
Подожди-ка, ты в коме, что ли, был? Я не понимаю. Алло,
В смысле, в коме?
ты куда
И
отходил?
вот, я с тобой тут.
Алло,
Алло?
ты что там делаешь?
Я же говорю, я в VR. Я микрофон отключаю, чтобы...
А как
не
я
бесить
это
тебя.
узнаю? Чё,
Я сказал
чё
просто, что
написано?
я в VR. Сейчас скажу. С 12-м днем рождения. Оставайся хорошим, а слева...
Сериал.
Someday.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you...
Блядь, когда-нибудь что-то.
actually really wanted all along. Happy 12th birthday, step niece it is.
Сука.
So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this. Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full
Да нажим.
experience of
У этой
this
игры
feature.
словно
Just play
безграничный
along. I
потенциал.
promise you'll love it. Okay,
Она
here we go. Let's take a deep breath,
нескончаемая.
clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person
Мне
named
тоже
Jim.
нравится.
Imagine yourself living as Jim, sleeping and waking as Jim. Clear? Are you really, truly Jim right now? If so, then
Джим.
please step forward and
Это
press the
алкоголь,
button.
да, Джим?
Да.
Я стал... Джим.
You see? What a thrill, what a rush. That was
А
you.
что я мог сделать? Он везде двери позакрывал и говорит, что я Джим, бля. Сука, так. Ты мне дверь откроешь? Чемпион мира по настройкам? Бля! Откуда они меня знают?
This is in fact a hole that you can
Падать
fall down
бесконечно?
forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
Можно я? Я не умею прыгать,
Да?
я просто шагну.
Ну, опять по новой получается.
Isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then,
Yeah.
since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
Нет, я хочу попадать.
Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top. Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things.
Почему? Падать же вечно.
The infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a... Okay, well, good for you. You found the bottom of the hole. You found me out, Stanley. I'm a liar and a cheat, and you're so
Я знал,
clever.
что ты наел. Ты всегда меня наел. Ублюдок, я тебя ненавижу. Единственное изучение было бесконечно, дыра, и ты здесь, и ты меня наел. Бесишь, что ли? Заткнись.
Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean.
Нет, я все
Why
по
don't
делу
we just put
сказал.
all this behind us and agree to just call the whole mostly infinite. If
Что
that
значит
works for you,
почти?
then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready.
Тут несколько десятков человек.
Класс.
И один японец,
Мгм.
к которому предстаем тут.
Только ты не понял и не слышал, что я сказал.
Вернуться на поверхность. То есть что?
Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas. Oh, for heaven. You see, I was right. The problem is you. The problem is that you like holes.
Ты слишком любишь дыры.
A normal person would have said, yep, that's an infinite hole right there, goes on forever till the end of time. Don't need to see it all, but not you. Oh, no, 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 no. You have a weird sort of the hole. You can hit the teleport button and come join me. Path. Had enough? I'm positively thrilled. Gosh, how could I have guessed? You're back in the hole. If this starts to become a thing where... Wow. Okay.
А что, у нас все меньше и меньше, что
I'm
ли?
starting to become extremely certain that the hole is not only not infinite, but that it's growing steadily less and less infinite. And we'll see if it gets any shorter. Well, there it is. The shame of my life. How is this still appealing to you? I know you're obsessed with holes, but at this depth, you just can't see this scratching the itch. Oh, who am I to judge? You just do whatever it is you're here to do and hit the teleport button when you're ready to move on. Is the, teleport button not working? You sure? Well, I mean, I really don't have an explanation. It was working just a moment ago. Try it again. Still nothing? Well, I suppose there is one thing I can do to fix this. I'm out. Goodbye, Stanley. You couldn't bear to be away from the hole, and now you'll get more time with it than you could ever have asked for. It's a win for everyone. You get to be with the hole, I get to do literally anything else.
Окей.
Take care, Stanley.
Давай,
I hope
пока.
you and the hole.
Да, пошел в жопу.
Так, чё ты не двигаешься, стоишь?
Так я не могу. Я сказал,
обычно.
иди на... Пошел отсюда. Живи в этой дырке всю жизнь, раз тебе нравится эта дырка.
Бля. Ебать, он
Окей.
кинул тебе.
Ага, наконец-то, блядь.
Ай-яй-яй. Я бы...
Хоть что-то путное он сделал за это. Промежуток времени. Ну, как я тебе и говорил, это говно возвращается. Снова и снова, и снова, и снова. На психику давит, смотри-ка. Музыку
Какого
создаем.
хера? Серьезно? Ты трек сегодня пилишь? Вау. Офигеть.
Stanley! Oh, good, you're awake. It seems you had sort of dozed off there.
Да ты, блин, ты же ушел. Какого фига?
This hole is just so darn fascinating that I want you to be wide awake for every second of it. You do? Oh, goodness, Stanley, this is fairly awkward. I hate to do this, but before you leave, you really should go to the bucket exhibit. You see, there's a surprise I was going to spring on you later, and it involves the bucket.
Я сейчас должен потолкать ведро. Окей.
Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through
Чё
your
ты
body.
говоришь?
And in fact,
Чё ты сказал?
can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit
верните
more
мне
attractive
кадр.
as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and
Да
on,
я
don't
этот...
they? All this and more await you in the
Я
Stanley
охереваю,
Parable
насколько
too.
длинная эта игра.
Да ты все равно не смотришь, ты вверх в чате болтаешь.
У меня 2 монитора. Я выставил экран, смотрю.
Я ж залагал. Как ты смотришь, блядь? Чё мне с этим углом, блядь, делать сейчас?
Хвостик в жопке, блядь, вырос. Гар. Стой, блин.
Who am I kidding, Stanley? This
Насколько она
isn't a
стоит?
coherent video game
Это
at
игра,
all. It's a
Санек.
lot of gags. And I do
Я
very
хочу,
much enjoy
я просто
creating
хочу
gags, but they don't
пойти.
add up to
Можно я
anything.
просто пойду? Я
I wanted
голодна.
more than anything to create a sequel that would
Ладно,
capture all the magic of the first
Мне
game.
просто
I wanted fans to love it.
заинтересовало
No
оно.
matter how good these gags
Я
are, they
стою
wouldn't
с
stand on their own.
ведром,
They would need the
прикрепленным к
structure and the
руке,
gameplay
слушаю
of the
какого-то
original. Wait,
долбоеба у
maybe
себя
that's
в
it.
голове.
I can take the original
И
Stanley
пытаюсь
parable and
это
simply,
пройти.
well,
А что это?
insert a few of my new
Я
features
уже...
into it.
Я не
This,
понимаю уже,
with
что это.
respect, with care for the vision and integrity of the original game, if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Чё ты в уборную отошел?
Мгм.
Мне страшно, когда ты не двигаешься. Я чувствую дискомфорт.